The live button. All right, we are live. All right, we are live on the interwebs, ready to talk a little ChatGPT and some of the prompts that you can use. Hope you guys are excited, because I know I am. And not only prompts, we're going to talk software too, because there's some great tools that will help out as well. Steve, how have you been doing with ChatGPT so far?
Oh, it's a lifesaver, Ray. I can't tell you how much it's freed me up and given me more time and stuff. I love it. It is absolutely wonderful.
Yep, I'm loving it as well. Loving it as well.
Oh,
So,
here.
all right. Well, since we're late getting started, we won't do a lot of jibber jabber. We'll just get the show on the road. If you're ready, Stephen.
Hold on. Let me just share something, okay? Oh, share now, friends. There we go. Okay.
Okay, very good.
I'm ready to go.
All right. So is me.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk about... No, let's try that again. I biffed that one.
Yeah.
3, 2. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk all about ChatGPT and some of the great prompts that you can use for success and some of the software that you might use as well. And of course, when you're doing all of these things, well, you need to have a good microphone and you need to have a good camera, right? Well,
Yep.
if you want to be able to do that, then you need to go and visit our friends over at Movo, who have some absolutely fantastic products that will make your videos sing. Well, they won't really sing. Maybe you can sing because they have microphones. La, 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 la. Movo cannot help with your singing. But when you record your singing, they can make it sound pretty good. And they can do that with a variety of microphones for your camcorders, for your smartphone, for your desktop. You name it, they've got microphones that will help you sound your best, no matter what you're doing. And if you're going to be going out and shooting some video and you want to use your smartphone, well, you could get something like the iVlog, which is going to give you a nice handheld system so that you can hold on to your camera and keep it nice and steady. It's going to give you a microphone, a light, all sorts of fun stuff. If you need something for your shooting, check out Movo. I just did a video on one of their products that, Steve, I think you have this product, the double mic. And I just started putting together a video yesterday for the old double mic where I interviewed a very important person.
Oh, cool.
Care to guess who I interviewed with the double mic?
Donald Trump.
No, I interviewed myself.
Oh, I get it now.
You'll have to keep your eyes peeled for that one. But if you want to see one that we did the other day, I actually have one on the WMX2, which is a wireless microphone. So be sure to check that out. It's a great Movo product. You can check out all the Movo products by heading on over to raislinks.com/Movo. See all the great offers they have for you. And with that, Steve, let's hit our music.
All right.
Shall we?
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. I'm Steve Sleeper, my YouTube channel, Steve Sleeper Trains. So Ray loves it. He watches it constantly.
I do.
So I appreciate what Ray's going to do, and what I asked him to do, I don't know, a month ago or so, is to...
it wasn't a month ago. It was a couple weeks ago, but we had to hit that YouTube stuff. We had to.
Yeah, it was a month ago. But what I asked him to do is, hey, tell us some of the queries you're using for ChatGPT. So he's going to do that. Now, in that vein, I was looking at Social Media Examiner today on Facebook, and they asked the question, how has AI helped your SEO? And people gave answers and stuff. And one guy said, it's helped a lot. And he said,
strong words.
It's helped a lot. And he said, you need to study prompt engineering. So that's what I'm going to do. I Googled prompt engineering, And there's a series of videos anywhere from 8 minutes to an hour and a half. So I'm going to start with the 8-minute one, and then maybe on a show we can talk about prompt engineering.
Your wife said to watch the hour-and-a-half ones.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
stay in the office and watch the hour-and-a-half ones.
I'm ADD to begin with, and then watching training videos just drives me nuts. But I will watch them because I want to learn this. And as I've said a million times, it's made a big difference in writing blogs and GMB posts, coming up with content for videos. My goodness.
And I wrote in an email this morning about ChatGPT and AI. This to me is the biggest thing that's happened in the internet world since Facebook and YouTube first came about and stuff like that. I mean, maybe even bigger. This is a huge thing. And what's amazing about it is, when YouTube came out, if you walked up to the average person and said, "Hey, did you see that YouTube video?" They'd be like, "What the heck is YouTube?" My grandmother knows what ChatGPT is,
Oh, no kidding.
I mean,
wow.
Everybody, my grandmother's dead, I lied. But, what I'm saying is like everybody knows what ChatGPT is. I'm going to, business meetings and stuff, and they're talking about ChatGPT. They weren't talking about YouTube when it came out. They weren't talking about Fiverr. But they're talking about ChatGPT. It's that big a deal. It's so mainstream that almost too mainstream in my opinion, if you know what I mean. For instance, if you look at like a website like Fiverr, where you can go and get something done for $5, well, not anymore, but you used to be able to get things done for $5, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knew what that was, so you could do all sorts of things. You could be like, I'm suddenly a writer, and I'm a video maker, and I'm this, because I would just pay somebody $5 and they would do it. That's how we got our song for the show. We had it made by somebody for $5. With ChatGPT, everybody's using it, maybe not effectively, but how much better does your writing need to be now when everybody can use ChatGPT to sound like a high-end author?
Yeah, I do a little bit of editing, but not much. It comes out
I'm just
pretty
saying,
well,
but if I'm using ChatGPT to make this great, awesome article that's all SEO optimized, well, everybody else is doing that too. It's not a hidden secret that I'm using to get ahead. It's now a non-hidden secret that I'm using to keep up. That's the only thing that's like, fortunately, most people don't know how to use it very well, or when they try to use it, it's confusing and difficult, and we'll keep that as a positive with that. So.
Well, I always make sure to ask a question for one thing. That helps.
It's interesting.
And then you ask a series of questions if you want a longer blog article.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
One of the best things that I had been doing is when I needed to write something bigger, I'd be like, first I'd be like, okay, I want to write something about, I don't know, underwater basket weaving. So I would say, give me a title that will entice people to start doing underwater basket weaving, and it'll give you a title. And then I'll say, all right, write me, the top 10 factors involved in underwater basket weaving, and it'll give you all 10. And then I would sit there and I would say, expand on number 1, and it will write a couple paragraphs. Expand on number 2. Next thing you know, you got an ebook. So if you ask the right prompts in there, you can do some really cool things. And what people don't realize a lot of times is you don't have to be, when you want something detailed, you have to get detailed, but when you want it to do stuff, you don't have to get that detailed to get it to do things. Like I said, when you get that top 10 list or top 5 list of things or whatever, you can just say, expand on 1, and it knows what that means. It knows, okay, you want number 1 to be expanded upon. You don't have to sit there and go, okay, what did number 1 say? Number 1 said, start off by entering the water. And you don't have to sit there and go, expand upon starting off by getting in the water. You don't have to do that. You just say,
that's cool.
Or you could just say, give me 10 more, and it'll give you 10 more chapters, or 10 more headings. So it's very easy to use in that regard once you kind of know some of the things that you can do in there. But, what have I been using ChatGPT for? I will tell you, I've been using it for a lot of things. Descriptions on YouTube videos. So if I've got a video on some subject, I don't want to sit there and write that thing. I know what I want to say, so I can just put in, write a YouTube description about this particular thing, make sure you mention this, this, and that. And it's going to write that, and it's beautiful. And it doesn't take, we're talking about prompts and things like that. It doesn't take a lot of prompts to do something like that. It's pretty basic to do that. But One of the other things that I've been doing with it, Steve, which I think is huge, and I've been using it in two ways here, is if I've got, let's say I want to leave a Google review about a restaurant. You know, I write pretty detailed reviews when I do that. Well, I don't anymore. I just go to ChatGPT and I say, hey, write a 5-star review for such and such restaurant where I ordered the such and such burger and I thought it was fantastic, and Ginny, the waitress, was wonderful as well. And it'll write this nice long review about that. And then I just copy it and paste it in there. And I sound very eloquent, and it gives them a nice, long, detailed review that helps them with their SEO. Because, you know, when I'm just reviewing a random business, I want to help them too. I don't want to just help them by giving them a review. I want to be able to, you know, make sure that they're getting something optimized there. And I'll actually say that in there too, by the way, is, you know, make sure it's optimized for such and such restaurant that's in, you know, Loganville or whatever town. So it'll actually say, you know, hey, I visited Jane's restaurant in Loganville the other day. And so it's going to help them with the SEO. Now, on the opposite side of that, when people leave a review for the escape room, I do the exact same thing in the other direction. I will say, write a reply to a 5-star review given by James Smith, who said the following, and I'll literally paste in what he said and said, be sure to reference what he said in his review. And it'll come back and it'll write a reply to that, and I'll mention, make sure it's optimized for whatever, you know, so it's an SEO optimized review. So that it'll come back and it'll say, hey, James, thank you for, you know, giving us a review. We're so excited that you got out with 53 minutes left and that your daughter was really excited because it was the first time she got out of an escape room. Again, all pulled from the stuff that he said. So it looks like you really took the time to read his review and know what he said there. And, you know, it says, because, and then it'll say something like, because here at Impossible Escape in Loganville, we strive to provide the best escape rooms possible, you know, in the Loganville area, blah, blah, blah. So it really does optimize that because, you know, a lot of people don't realize Google does look at those reviews. And if those reviews are optimized, it'll definitely help. So you want to make sure that you do that. And I've been doing that with clients because we get, you know, I've got a bunch of clients now, local clients, and I'll do the same thing. When they get a 5-star review, I go in and I use ChatGPT to write that optimized response to it to make sure that they're getting the most out of that. And it's a very, very powerful tool, very, very helpful. You know, you can't beat that. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of that stuff without hiring somebody. And, you know, somebody said the other day, well, you know, gee, you know, now you got to take the time to use it. You know what? Before I would have had to hire somebody to do this kind of stuff. And ChatGPT probably does a better job.
Yeah. No,
it writes the stuff better than I would. And probably writes the stuff better than people I would hire to do it too. So for free, I'm getting a writer who's better than a paid writer. You know, it's absolutely crazy. And, you know, you can go as far as having AI do everything. You know, there are software tools out there that take your script and they'll use an AI voice to read the script. So you get a voiceover with an AI voice. So you could be in your AI software like ChatGPT and say, write a script about X. You take that script that it wrote for you, you give it to the AI voice. The AI voice does the voiceover. You open up another tool that creates videos with AI. It'll pull pictures that match up to it and set up a video with the AI voice. Next thing you know, you've done everything through AI. Now, you're going to have the best video in the world? No, it's going to be a glorified slideshow. But,
yeah, that's okay.
You know, at some point in time, it's probably going to be even better. And and there's nothing stopping you from adding to these things as you do them either. So
for what I'm doing, which is getting the backlinks, long story short, AI is fine. You know, in fact, I'm just using spokespeople. You know, at some point I get a client that goes, I don't like those spokespeople. It looks AI. Then I'll buy the slideshow version. I use AI synthesis, and they do have a version where it will build one off your copy. You know, and I imagine it looks fine. But nobody said anything to me yet, and I bought all kinds of credits for the spokespeople. So.
Yeah,
anyhow.
You know, and then on top of that, you know, when it comes to social media, you can have it write your social media posts. One really cool trick is go into ChatGPT and, you know, let's go back to our basket weaving, underwater basket weaving. You say, you know, write 10 Facebook posts about underwater basket weaving, and, you know, it'll write 10 posts about underwater basket weaving. Well, now you can take that, take the text that they gave you, put it into a CSV file, go into a program like Canva, and you can actually bring in that CSV file, pick a template that you like, and it's going to take all those, each of those texts, and put it onto that graphic, and now you've got 10 memes with that, you know, with the text already written on there. In minutes, you've got not just a bunch of stuff written, you've actually got all the graphics and everything, because you used 2 programs and put it together, and boom, you got it done. Now you got some really cool stuff. It's a very, very cool way to be able to do things very, very quickly. But, you know, like with anything, just because you have Photoshop doesn't mean you can create a masterpiece. You know,
right.
Just because you go to the store and buy a canvas and a paintbrush does not mean you're going to paint the next Mona Lisa. There's a lot more to it than just having access to ChatGPT, because there's so many more things you can do, but a lot of it requires really thinking ahead and knowing how to use it, or having software that will do that stuff for you. And one of the things that I reviewed this morning was a piece of software. It's AI Content Fly, and what it does is it has all these templates in there. And so you just tell it what you want to do. Oh, I'm going to create an article, or I need ideas for an article. And you click on that, and it's going to ask you some questions, and it's going to create all the prompts for you to get what you want out of it. And then you take that, you take the, you know, the ideas, pull the ideas, take the ideas, bring them into one of the other templates to create the article, or to create the blog posts, or to create the social media posts. Use that stuff you just got into there, and boom, all of a sudden you've got all the stuff created for you. It's a very, very cool program. It has YouTube tools built into it to get ideas for videos, to get scripts, to get your thumbnails, and you know, you name it. It's not going to make your thumbnails. It's going to give you the text for the thumbnails.
The ideas. Well, let me ask you, AI Content Fly.
Yes.
What is your affiliate link for that?
That would be raiselinks.com/AI Content Fly. It's very creative.
I'm just writing
and the best part is, Steve, now I will say it's a $17 product, and I think there's even a coupon, so I think it's even less than $17 right now. But I would highly recommend that you jump in and get the upgrade to it, though, if you're going to pick that up. Reason being is they give you credits, and they give you 10,000 words, and that's split up between all the things you do. So if you write a couple articles, you do this, you know, you can burn through those words fairly quickly. My tester account had 5,000 words, and I've used, I think I got 2,000 left.
Oh, that's easy. Oh, yeah. Now
hour,
tell me what's the upgrade? How much does that
I believe
cost?
the upgrade is $67. But, you know, I mean, to me, well worth it.
And how many credits do you get?
Worth it. Oh, that's unlimited. You can do as much as you want.
Whoa!
Yep. So that's why I'm saying that's an upgrade that is more than well worth it, because it'll give you all the credits you want. But like I said, it does so much in there. It's not even funny. And, you know, all it's doing is the word that we use for ChatGPT and stuff is prompts. And what they mean by that is you are prompting the AI to do something. I want a description for a YouTube channel about underwater basket weaving. You are prompting it to do that. So these softwares, they basically just help you build these prompts in an easy way. It's actually easier to use that software and have it do it than it is to go into ChatGPT and do it all manually. So not only do they help you get the prompts, but it's actually easier to use than ChatGPT itself. So you're getting a couple of benefits from that.
AI Content Fly, is that
yes,
what that does?
That is the one. That is the one. So be sure to check that out. Again, it's a very cool little program. You know, for $87 to be able to do that for the rest of your life is pretty darn good. And it's got
Fly.
Things, it's Fly, man. It's Fly. It's got things to help you. It's got prompts to help you create business plans and marketing plans, and I mean some pretty advanced things, not just social media posts. I mean, it's Q&As for things, helps you develop Q&As. It's got Quora question and answer stuff in there, so you can answer questions on Quora. And some of you may use that for SEO, where you use Quora, you answer the questions to get more attention to your website and all that. It's got that stuff built into it. I mean, just a ton of really cool things that you can do in there. It'll write songs for you. It'll do everything.
Cool.
Go figure.
Yeah.
But no, it's a lot of fun. But some of the prompts that, you know, we want to be able to use that can really help us out. One of the big things you can do is to rewrite an article. You know, if you think about this, even if you got, we're talking about AI Content Fly for $87. I used to pay for what was the what was the rewriting tool I had?
I got it right here.
Because there's a couple of them. I had one of them for years.
Spin Rewriter.
Spin Rewriter, and you know we paid, that was $67 over and over and over again, and this is quicker, and does just as good a job or better. You just put in something you want in there. It's like rewrite this article, rewrites it. And, you know, we're not saying to go out and plagiarize things and do that. But if you think about it, when you're writing your stuff, you may need to rewrite your own stuff in different ways to be able to put it in different places so that it's not flagged and things like that.
That's AI Content Fly that does that.
Well, it's ChatGPT that does that. But AI Content Fly has a template in there that you just go in and you put it in there, and it's going to do the rewriting thing for you and set up all the prompts to do that. So it's very, very nice. But that's a really good use of that, is to rewrite things that you may have, you know, summarizing things. So, for instance, if you're writing in some of the email programs that you might have, you write your email, you need to have the little blurb. You can have the chat write a nice optimized blurb about that email. Just put in the email in there and say, give me a 2-sentence recap of this or whatever. And it's going to do that. Same thing for like blogs and articles. If you need to have an open and a conclusion, you can say, you know, create an open for this article, create a close for this article. It's going to be able to create that stuff for you. Summarize this. So if you've got something, a nice long article, and you want to make it into a short blog post, it's going to do it for you. You just go in there and you have it do it. It's going to make those nice short things. I mean, you can in some of the AIs, you can write code. I wrote Commodore 64 code using ChatGPT the other day. So cool. Now, and it's not going to write the program for you. Some of them will, but a lot of them aren't going to write the program for you. What they're going to do is they're going to say, here's how you would do that, and they will write some code for you to use, but they're not really writing code. They really are, but they're not, you know, if that makes any sense. So you could do things like that. You know, you could, like I said, the summarizing. I'm looking at some other lists of good prompts here. You can have ChatGPT generate prompts for you, which is a fun one. Wow. And the other thing too, the one thing that I actually use a lot too is tell me the 10 best hashtags for such and such content. And it's going to give you the most popular hashtags to use. How useful is that, right? Yeah. I mean, that's big. If you need to get synonyms for something, you know, if I need a synonym for a word, normally I would go to thesaurus.com, I'd search it in there, blah, blah, blah. You can do that right inside of your AI. Just be like, I need synonyms for X. And it's going to give you the synonyms. So that's a great use for it. You can change the way things are written. So, for instance, let's say you've got an article about underwater basket weaving. Well, you want that article to be funnier. You could tell it to rewrite this article with a, you know, putting humor in there or in a funny voice, and it's going to change it around and make it more clever and, you know, have some fun with it. You can change the way something, like let's say you've got a tech article, and you're going to say rewrite this so that an 8th grader could understand it, or in an 8th grade voice, and it's going to rewrite it and simplify a bunch of the stuff in there so it's not as techy, and it's going to make for a nice article that anybody can read. Because, you know, Steve, you know, the old newspaper adage is, you know, what do they do when they write an article in a newspaper? Do you remember? You used to mess with newspapers.
Where, what, how, now, whatever.
A 2nd grade level.
That's it. I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Yep.
So you could actually, you know, make it do that kind of thing. You know, write this at a 2nd grade reading level, and it's going to do that. And by the way, for those writing school papers, that's a very popular prompt. Is you know, write an article about you know, whatever, but do it in a, you know, like an 8th grader, and it's going to write it as if an 8th grader wrote it. So teachers, pay attention out there. They swear that there's going to be schools are saying we're going to have ways to know if it's written by an AI. No, you're not. You're absolutely not. Don't lie. You're trying to scare people, but you're absolutely not going to be able to do that. I don't care what they say. They're not going to be able to do that. If you get a good 8th grade writer and you'd use an AI and tell it to write in an 8th grade level, a random teacher is probably not going to be able to tell which one's which.
Well, I'll tell you something. All the articles that I've had ChatGPT write for me, I put them into, what's that software called? The plagiarism checker. It's called
Copyscape.
And none of them have been duplicate. Not a single one. And I've written a lot of articles, believe me, with it. So that's pretty cool.
There, you can use it to translate stuff. Don't know how good it is, but you can do it. You can use it to check for plagiarism, believe it or not.
Huh?
You can use ChatGPT and others as a plagiarism checker.
Oh, cool.
What do you think of that?
Pretty cool.
I mentioned in the other time when we first talked about ChatGPT back when it first became popular, I've used it to write scenarios for the escape room. It wrote a creative writing story about one of my escape rooms. And it was really good. Like, it was really... That's what blows my mind. I mean, I can see when you say, write an article about underwater basket weaving, and it's going to pull all the information and write it out. But I'm telling it to do creative writing, and it did it. That's what blew my mind, was when it got creative and wrote a story. That's what's shocking. I've had it write poems for things that I was doing. All sorts of... I mean, it's just so many things you could do. Like I said, the article summaries. I'm looking at a list of some of the things other people are doing here. Suggest metaphors to describe the benefits of something, so you can have it write metaphors for you. That's kind of cool. You know what it won't do, though, Steve?
What?
It won't do jokes about things. So, like, if you were to say, write a joke about people that live in Iowa, it won't do it.
Wow.
I think if you were to say, write a joke about cats, it might give you a cat joke. But if you say, write a joke about people that live in a certain place, it's not going to do it. Or, give me a joke about Irish people, it's not going to do that. It'll actually block you from doing that. But the things that it can do are, I mean, just crazy.
Here's one for you. What happens to the Irish when they get Alzheimer's?
Nothing.
They forget everything but their grudges.
Yeah.
My mother was a McCormick, so I get to say, I get to tell that joke.
Well, it's like the T-shirt, beer. God's creation to keep the Irish from taking over the world.
That's right. Yeah, that and Jameson,
So you can do one of the things that I did today was a simulated sales call. Now, what do I mean by that? I asked it to simulate a sales call about such and such product that does X, and I put in the information, and this was using that AI content fly. It created a thing, so it was like, hey, and it said insert name or whatever. I'm calling about such and such product, and we wanted to see if you'd be interested in learning more about it. And it actually simulated somebody talking back to them and giving them objections so that you could overcome the objections.
Wow.
Pretty darn slick. Pretty darn slick.
Crazy.
So I was surprised. It was selling reputation videos is what it was doing.
Oh.
And
hey, how do you do? Are you selling any of those things?
Yeah. We do that quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good.
In fact, we're fixing to get into a lot more of it now too. So we just took on a new salesperson who's going to be focusing on those as entry-level products for all the local businesses. Because what I've discovered here locally is that in the towns that I typically cover close to me, it's a lot of smaller businesses. So a lot of the stuff that we would normally do for like the lawyers and things like that, they're not going to do. They don't have the money. They don't have the resources. They need results, but they need something that's inexpensive and simple. And so we're going back in that direction for that. Now, obviously, we still have all the bigger things that we're offering to the other businesses that need it, like car dealers and the bigger law firms and whatnot. But we're keeping some of that low-level stuff and just being able to help out some of the local business. So we're doing more reputation videos now than we used to do. So
let me ask you, reputation videos. What I see them is a way to build backlinks and authority.
Citations.
Are they ranking in Google?
Don't know, don't care.
Yeah, okay.
Probably not, because it seems like almost nothing's ranking in Google anymore as far as that goes. However,
are they getting views?
Yeah, they're getting views. It just depends. We're here in Loganville. They're not going to get 10,000 views, but they're going to get 100, or 200, or 50, or 300, or it's. A local plumber here in Loganville isn't going to get thousands of views normally.
Hey, let me. Here's another joke. Ask me if I'm incontinent. Say, are you incontinent?
Steve, are you incontinent?
Well, it depends.
I think on that joke, you're not supposed to say it. I think you're just supposed to say depends.
Depends. Okay. No, anyhow.
But
okay.
All right. There we go.
All right.
My elbow missed the first time.
Cool. All right.
So
well,
this
is very, very, very helpful. You know?
It really is, and like I said, it's a lot of fun. I've messed around with it. I've done a lot of cool things with it. I've done a lot of crazy things with it, and I've done a lot of business on it. It really does make a big difference. I've got a lot of people that I've got to write summaries for, and I've got to write, descriptions for and things. And, I mean, think about that. When I get clients, they don't even have a description on their Facebook page, let alone a YouTube channel with a description on it of their business. So I need to be able to do these things quickly and just boom, bang them out. And these things do a wonderful job. I mean, they really, really make a big difference in getting work done quickly. And as I said, it's going to write not only better than me, it's going to write a lot faster than me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Goodness
within
gracious.
seconds. If you haven't messed around with this stuff, and I'm sure everybody in this audience probably has, if you haven't messed around with ChatGPT, you got to go in and look at it, because what it can do so incredibly quickly is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Let me backtrack for a second. Reputation videos, you still using Dave's product?
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
okay.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yep. So then, and the name of David's product is Rep Videos.
Rep Videos.
Short for Reputation Videos. Very, very straightforward name.
He's got all the Kahuna stuff. I use Lead Kahuna constantly.
I was using it right before we got on this morning. So
yeah, no.
I use Lead Kahuna all the time. I use Rep Videos all the time. I use Rep Kahuna all the time. I use Bright Social all the time. And in fact, the three things that we're really offering these businesses right now are Rep Videos, Rep Kahuna, and Bright Social. Just
Bright Social.
Those three things.
Remind me what Bright Social is.
It just posts out to your social media for you,
okay.
But it does more than that. It actually does a lot more than just posting out. But basically, what it does is you put all your stuff in there, and it'll send it out. But what's great is if you've got kind of mainstream businesses like a chiropractor or a dentist, things like that, he's already got social media content in there for you, and you just schedule it to go.
And does that queue off a Excel spreadsheet?
It can.
Okay. All right.
So in the thing itself, it's already got some content in there. You choose chiropractor 90 day, and it's going to give you 90 days worth of content that's already in there. But let's say like if you've got Gene Calenda's packages for whatever, for restaurants, or just the generic stuff like the celebrations, you put that into a spreadsheet, you upload the spreadsheet, and it'll automatically do it for you as well.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So it's very simple. Or you can go in and manually do it if you really want to.
Yeah, well, sorry, I got you off topic.
That's okay.
But, I have questions.
Use ChatGPT to write stuff about it.
Yeah, there you go. Cool. Well, very.
By the way, that's what I did the other day is, speaking of that, when I was doing Bright Social for one of them, I actually went to ChatGPT and had it write, because I had memes that I was going to use and everything, but I had it write the text that would go with it on all the memes. So ChatGPT wrote them all out for me.
Cool. Very good. Very impressed.
Yes, indeed. So very good stuff.
Yeah.
And speaking of very good stuff, Steve.
Movo.
Yes. Movo can provide you with very good stuff when it comes to shooting videos or recording podcasts or doing anything revolving audio and video. So whether you need a microphone for the desktop, or you need a studio microphone like we've got over here, or you need a lapel microphone, Movo's got you covered. You need lights, they got little lights for you too. They don't have the big lights. They got the little lights for people using their smartphones and whatnot.
Yeah.
They've got vlogging kits that can be used for giving you a nice steady handhold device to put your phone or your small camera on. They've got mini tripods. They've got stands to hold your smartphone. They've got, what else do they got? They got I mean,
control
you name
boards.
it, they got it.
Mixers
Control
or-
boards.
yeah.
Yeah, they do. They at least they used to. I don't know if they still have mixers and things.
I
know
saw,
they
I
did
last
at
time
one
I looked, I saw them, but it's been a while.
Did it?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked at those. But they've got all that stuff. If you're looking to do some good things, you can do no better than heading on over to Movo. In fact, one of the items that I got on my other computer over here is it's a webcam with a light built into it, and it's a studio quality microphone webcam, 4K webcam, and light all in one unit. And
Cool.
it's beautiful. It's a great webcam. The only thing, Movo, if you're listening, the only thing I would recommend with that is adjustable lens. It's a little too wide. It's great for a webcam, but when I tried to use it for some other things, it's just too wide, and I couldn't zoom in on it. So that's the only thing I would change in that. But as a webcam, it's incredible with a studio quality micro. I mean, the microphone literally is this big on the darn thing with the light going around it, and then the 4K camera in the middle. So you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Great product. So check any of those things out by heading on over to rayslinks.com/Movo. And of course, visit Ray the Video Guy on YouTube to see some of my reviews for those products and much more products coming soon. Looking forward to having you there. So with that, Steve, are we ready to hit the music?
Hit the music, Ray.
All right. If I can get my mouse to come back, where to go? There it is. I got 4 screens, Steve. I lose my mouse all the time. Here's the music. Here it comes. Maybe.
Maybe.
I think the hard drive fell asleep.
Yeah, that's right. That
Wake
happens.
up, hard drive.
Come on, hard drive.
I can hear it spinning up. That's
There
funny.
we go. Yeah.
It's coming, I swear. It's
Anytime
coming.
now.
It's coming.
Anytime.
It's coming.
Anytime. He's
coming.
Ray the Video Guy.
Here it is.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy.
I was trying to look like a rock star.
Yeah.
All right, let's cut the stream. Thank you, everybody who watched live. We'll talk to y'all soon.